Alright, that's recording. Alright, yeah, that's okay. Recording. 18 seconds into this, okay, check 1 2, and hello everybody, and yes, if you can hear by the music, it is time for spoilers! Spoiler time! Spoileroni! So, let's talk about, actually no, I want to hear that song in this game. Yes, I am playing GTA 5. We're going to be hearing a little bit, little real life, Send Me an Angel. So, what I'm going to do is, basically, turn this down a bit. Maybe I don't want to get copyright infringement. But you know what? It's silly, but you know what? I will say this, though, about, Man of Steel. Let's talk about the spoilers. First spoiler, Bruce Wayne is Batman, Clark Kent is Superman, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor, he is Lex, his father is the original, well, not really the original, but he was the one who came from Germany off the boat, but he's the white entitled German, you know, rich boy kind of thing. Oh, but, yeah, Jesse Eisenberg, not a bad, oh, Suburban, alright. Not a bad Lex Luthor. I don't think he was that bad of a Lex Luthor. He's having a grand old time. But they could have done better with, say, another actor, say, if they just made him more serious and a little bit more less goofily psychotic, which would have been excellent. The problem with this movie, though, it's... What the fuck? Alright, I guess I was on a plane. Alright, I'm playing GTA 5, which I might do a Let's Play of that. I might do a drunken drive Let's Play. I will say this, though, about the game, I will say this, though, about, the movie. There are some spoilers I want to talk about, and that is the, if you haven't seen the movie yet, it's, alright, one of the biggest spoilers in the movie is that, the reason... Okay, thank you. Is that Lex Luthor is planning to use Superman and Batman to fight and just kind of create this manipulation between social justice and all that. But I don't know what the fuck I'm just saying. But there is a spoiler. The movie has some political messages and some good things about it. One of them is like when after Superman goes to Washington D.C. to discuss mayoral issues and discuss the things he did in Metropolis. There's a scene. All right, I guess. Taking you down, I'm sorry. Oh, god damn it! Really? Really? Again? Oh my god, the aiming in the car sucks! Just let me aim properly with a fucking highlight. Never mind, I'm screaming, I shouldn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, this movie, there's a scene where Superman goes and he's doing, the political thing and he's doing the whole bang spiel about, you know, well, basically it starts at the courtroom. She gives the speech about power and all this, and previous to that scene, there was a scene where the senator from Kentucky, played by Sissy Spacek, talks to Lex, and she's like, you know, you can pee in a jar and say it's Granny's tea and blah 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 blah. And I thought that scene was pretty good, and then it plays off later in the film where you know, she sees it on her desk, like next to her, and she turns it and it says Granny's peach tea, and it looks like piss. It looks like piss, and I'm just surprised that Lex Luthor pulled that off to get a jar of piss into, like, a courtroom. And in that courtroom scene you see in the trailer and all that, someone has a bomb in their wheelchair. One of the people who survived Metropolis's destruction survived in a wheelchair. He's pissed off at Superman. He's the one who writes False God on there, and he's the one who gets blown up. Superman is undamaged, but that's the thing, though. They want to blame Superman for that damage, and now Superman is gonna have to be rectified. So so yeah, Superman gets badly accused and all that, and I am not recording this, so my bad. Actually, no. Let's just do this real quick. Fucking some days I just want to record shit. I guess you know what? No. Well, I'll just do this like this then. Anyhow, he tricks and manipulates Superman to everybody thinking Superman is evil, which is a Lex Luthor thing to do. Lex Luthor has been the greatest manipulator. That's how he fights Superman. That's how he can fight Superman in mostly physical confrontation. It's not about, about being stronger. It's about using his brain and using how he can manipulate the people into thinking Superman's a bad guy. And there are a couple of scenes where Superman does these, really heroic things, and they're using Neil deGrasse, who's an asshole. We'll discuss that in a moment. They're using a lot of these, what? Oh, really? Alright, never mind. These, really, deep images of, Superman saving people, and then the contrast of, Superman, the whole... the whole alien, he's an alien, we trust him, he has this ultimate power, blah, 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 blah. There is a really cool scene where he's moving an oil tank, a destroyed oil tanker, through the snow with a chain on his back, and it kind of, I like that, because Superman, I always like to see, feats of strength with Superman. There's another scene, though, too, I like, that Batman is sneaking around and he's doing this James Bond thing, sneaking to Lexus computers and stuff like that. And that has a really cool scene in there too, because we get to see Bruce Wayne do a lot of cool, again, I will talk about Ben Affleck as Batman a little bit, because, when he's at a fight club, he's speaking Russian, he's, being Mitch Malone a little bit, he's being, this billionaire. And it kind of shows off the importance of Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne can get to places where Batman cannot, but Batman is always needed to get to places. So, I will say this though, towards the end of the movie, Batman kind of weakens Superman, and basically there's that famous scene everybody talks about now. It's that Martha, save Martha, knew my mother's name is Martha. Everybody thought that was kind of stupid. I didn't. It's comic books, deal with it. I will say this though, I'm not using this. I will say this though about the movie, it does have some good moments in it, like when Superman is saving people and they're talking over it, or the courtroom scene, which I thought was pretty badass too. This movie is well shot. That's not the problem with this movie. The problem is not, director, Zack Snyder, I feel like gets a bum rap because he's Zack Snyder and he directed Sucker Punch, and a lot of people didn't like Watchmen. I loved Watchmen. His Watchmen was actually pretty damn good. I thought it was the best superhero movie ever made, and I feel like a lot of people overlook that because it is Zack Snyder and there's a lot of more action in it. But I feel like the writing is a lot... Zack Snyder's not a good writer. He's a great director, yes. But when it comes to the writing level, he is not that great. But, give him a good writer like David Ayer or somebody. Not David Goyer, which I'll talk about in a moment. There are some moments in it where the soundtrack gets a little obnoxious. Like when Wonder Woman comes out and she's fully armored. During the big Doomsday fight scene, which I'll talk about Doomsday in a moment, there's a guitar riff where they're playing primal drums, and there's a kind of reminded me of 300's music and soundtrack. My biggest problem with this though is the fact that they're trying to be very comical while trying to be they're trying to be like Marvel but be serious. I think the biggest problem though is that they need to be less serious. They need to balance it. Yes, it is a serious movie, but you also need a little levity at times. You need moments where it's people, you can make a joke after a big event where somebody gets hurt, something serious happens. You need some kind of levity in that. The entire movie, you get Batman torturing people, and Batman doesn't really directly kill people. Just the way shit happens, people just die in an accident. So it's accidental deaths, but Batman doesn't kill, but he does brutally hurt people. And I like the way the movie makes this out, that Superman helps Batman see the light, helps bring back, you know, Superman's humanity. Like, Superman brings back Batman's humanity, and we might see more kinder, gentler, maybe, I don't know. If they do the Kelly Clarkson thing, not Kelly Clarkson, Kelly Fisher, I think her name is. Shit, Karen? She was in Dark Knight. I'll get it. Hold on. Give me a second. I know it's something, but anyhow, yeah, the movie was not like terrible. And that's the thing, though. I will say this, though. The movie was not as bad as people made it out to be, and that's the biggest problem with it, is the fact that, like, it really isn't, because what is her name? Carrie. It's Carrie something. Carrie Fisher, Carrie Grant, Carrie Kelly, yes, Carrie Kelly. Would be a great Robin to see in this movie. Would be a great Robin to see in this movie's universe. You know, you probably went through Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, maybe not Tim Drake. Tim Drake would be cool for a little kid, but get Carrie Kelly in there would be Carrie Kelly would be cool, because I had to look. I'm sorry, I'm a poor Batman fan, but I will say this, though, about a lot about this movie, because there are some good moments in this movie, but there are some dumb fucking moments too. Just Jesse Eisenberg needs to tone it down just a bit. He does play a good Lex for what the movie's given, but he needs to play a little bit more, like, angrier and eviler. Another thing too is the Wonder Woman, the soundtrack. Hans Zimmer's soundtrack is fucking amazing, but he needs to, like, they need to, like, get Christopher Drake or somebody, because I feel like I love Hans Zimmer's music, but at times Hans kind of is kind of forgettable at times, except for the Man of Steel theme, which I think is a million times better than the Dark Knight's, you know, dun 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 dun. It's like not really impactful. It's not the da na 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 na, or is it na 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 na? Alan Silverstein's music. He's not a bad composer. I just didn't like his Dark Knight theme and, you know, his Nolan universe, which, honestly, I will talk about what made this movie majorly problems. But let me get to Dark's Doomsday, aka Parasite, aka Bizarro, aka Doomsday. This Doomsday is a rapture of three things. He is Bizarro, Parasite, and Darkseid, all rolled up into one. And it pisses me off that they couldn't just choose somebody who wasn't familiar. I wouldn't mind seeing Parasite. I wouldn't mind seeing, you know, that's the thing, though. This is pissing me off about DC. Make the other two Superman movies, alright? Make the other two, alright? Give me Darkseid. Alright, you know what it should have been? This movie should have been Batman versus Superman. The main villain should have been Lex Luthor or Metallo. Lex Luthor and Metallo. And towards the end of the movie, they should have just said Metallo gets destroyed, he gets turned off, or he gets, you know, shut down in comic book terms. Lex doesn't get accused. Or Parasite. Like, if you want a character, good villain, Parasite. He absorbs energy and shit like that. But I will say this, though, again, it's not particularly a bad film. They just kind of fucked up things up. Like, the last act of the movie is them fighting Doomsday, and it's an okay fight here and there. They do the fucking thing with the kryptonite where it's like, at times it weakens him to the point of, like, crippling him, but then other times he's okay. Like, they really need to, like, choose, because it would be cool, it would weaken him, but it shouldn't be crippling weakening. I hate when writers do this, and, like, Grant Morrison said it properly, like, a lot of American writers don't know how to write Superman because he's too powerful. Bullshit! When, like, again, when he's walking the dog around Jupiter, he's still walking the dog. When his relatives from the 21st century come with a demonic warlord, it's still the relatives coming. They always bring demonic warlords. Aunt Sally? Just kidding. But it just kind of fucking irritates me a little bit, because You know, DC, stop cramming so much into one thing. You really, you know, if you're gonna be, and this is something, release the other Justice League movies, alright? Release the other, you know, give me a Flash movie. Give me a, Aquaman movie first. Give me The Flash, give me Aquaman, give me Cyborg, give me Green Lantern, give me Wonder Woman. Give me those people first before you give me everything else, alright? Before you give me the Justice League. There should be 2 movies of the Justice League. The first movie, they fight Brainiac. Like, Brainiac comes and Henry Cavill said this, and why aren't you listening, you stupid fucks? You know, like, that's, like, I'm sorry, back to Doomsday. Again, should have been 1 villain, but they mixed 3 into there. Should have been, you know, maybe, I don't know, Bizarro. That would have made more sense. It was corny, but it was not bothering me, so I like corny shit, so I'm a corny bastard. But yeah, Darkseid, yeah, they talk about Darkseid a little bit. There are some Darkseid elements. Superman dies in this, but he's not dead, so they do the whole death of Superman thing in there from the comics and all that. But everything else I liked about this movie was pretty damn good. It's actually well made. DC needs to release a cut where it's shorter, explains itself better, or better yet, learn from this mistake and don't fucking cram 2 movies into one. You should have done Batman vs. Superman, and then you should have done the Trinity with Wonder Woman. Made a Wonder Woman movie in between, and then done Trinity. That would have made more sense. Do you know how fucking more money you would have made if you were just, like, I know, like, people are saying, oh, I'm getting sick of comic book movies. Some of us aren't. Like, I'm not, like, really, I kind of like these mythos being told to you through cinema. Marvel is doing a good job of it. DC needs to, like, I don't mind DC trying new things. It's just the fact that, yes, you can make the main storyline serious as possible. Have some levity in there. Levity, not comedy. There's a difference. Comedy is when someone gets a pie to the face. Levity is there's moments where they just kind of laugh it off, where there's just like that moment of like humor. Moment, not but just a moment. I forgot what I was going to say. But then you've got DC, then you got Aquaman. I like that. There's a moment in where they're looking at where Batman, after stealing Lex's data, finds these other metahumans, which I like the fact that they call them metahumans. The footage of the Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. The Cyborg one was awesome because it showed like a half Cyborg man, and the guy building him is Bryce Dennison, the guy from Terminator 2. He was also in Eureka, the black guy. Which is kind of racist to say. I don't give a fuck. He's black or brown. No, let's just go brown, peach. All right, I'm peach. He's brown. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see that. I will say this though, if they do the multiverse thing, that would be fucking amazing to see that in a movie. Because they need to make another solo Superman movie with George Miller directing it. If DC, like, I want there to be a petition out there to make another fucking Superman movie. Where it's Superman, just Superman, learning to be Superman. Where he's fighting, I don't know, Bizarro, Metallo, Parasite, that's what it should have been. 3 Superman movies, alright? 3 of them. Second movie should have been Lex Luthor and Metallo, with Batman being kind of like this, like, you know, not Tony Stark, but fuck, Nick Fury. I keep forgetting his name. Nick Fury, and just to, like, get those guys in there, and, like, he's helping Batman, he's like helping Superman fight Metallo and shit like that, and, you know, all this. And that would get some moments of levity from, like, you know, the animated movie when those two meet. You know, there's a great scene in it, too, where, like, Superman punches a doorway and lets Batman in, and Batman goes, "You're learning." It's funny because that's character development. This movie needs a little bit more levity. If they're gonna do another one of these, they need more levity, and that's what I'm in fear of with the Suicide Squad movie, because they're gonna put too much comedy in there. You can't, like, or if you had enough comedy in there, good. Don't shove more, all right? You know what you should do? Fire David Goyer. That's the problem with this movie, is the writer and Nolan's stench. Look, just because Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight trilogy was great, doesn't mean it's a one-size-fits-all movie, alright? You can't keep making every one of your fucking movies... Alright, let me try that again. You don't need to make them as dark as Nolan's movies, alright? That was a Batman movie. The other, like, Superman needs to be in the light. He needs to be in the light. He needs to be that character of, like... absolute brightness. He needs to be, you know, the shining example that Gotham needs. You know, and I'm getting sick and fucking tired of people loving Batman and shoving Batman aside, shoving Superman aside, and Superman sucks, Superman's an asshole, Superman's this, Superman's that. It's like, there's no winning. There's no fucking winning, and Batman fans are the fucking worst, because they're assholes. They love this fucking guy who's a fucking tyrant, but then you got Superman, who's actually a nice guy, and he's a good guy, but no, he's a fucking too powerful, too perfect. Really? Last time I checked, Superman has black hair. He's a Jewish character, let's be honest. He's a Jewish character. Krypton is actually a reference to the Jewish culture. Comes from this place, goes to, you know, Earth, raised by Christians, learns both values from both different worlds, and yet nobody likes him because he's too fucking powerful. Well, Batman's too fucking powerful and overrated, but not overrated, but just overused. And not to say that I don't like Batman, it's the fact that people need to get off Batman's dick and try something else, alright? Just because the fucker is awesome doesn't mean you need to shove it in people's fucking faces 7 days a week. That was my Batman rant, but let's talk about the movie. Yeah, there are some good moments in the movie too, like there's moments where... Again, Clark Kent and Lois Lane are talking, and, you know, she's in the bathtub, and he jumps into the bathtub, and the glasses fall off, which represents, you know, his identity. Yes, those glasses kind of show that he, you know, he's pretending to be human, flawed. Takes off the glasses to the Superman. They made a Naked Man reference. They made a How I Met Your Mom reference in a Superman movie, as they did in that movie. You get it. And then I like the fact that Ben Affleck is the best Batman, because you see him train, you see him getting prepared, you see him with Alfred. Those scenes alone were the fucking worth the movie. The dream sequences, there were two. One in the beginning and one in the middle, where it shows him visiting the parents' grave, putting the flowers there, and it starts to bleed out, and the bat comes and attacks him, which that could have been cut out. The third one is the post-apocalyptic nightmare dream. Overall, we'll say this though. Yeah, like, and again, like, this whole movie could have been two movies. Batman v Superman, or better yet, World's Finest, and then the Trinity, if you want to do it properly. And then you can make little side movies about, like, the rest of the DC universe. You know, you got Suicide Squad. Why not try Question? Commandi. Plastic. I want to see a Plastic Man movie with Johnny Knoxville and Jimmy Kimmel. I want to see some of the street-level superheroes, the other people, the other metahumans. I want to see that. I want to see another Jonah Hex movie done properly. I want to see... I want to see a Harley Quinn movie. Why not? We got Deadpool. Overall, yeah, this movie's not bad. I give it a B-. B, just a B. I mean, there are some things they can improve, but overall, it wasn't as dark as people made it out to be. It's not bad. It's good, but it needs work. DC really needs to be like everybody, go to DC. Don't be like, no, DC, if you're watching this, listen. More levity. Meaning not comedy, levity. Levity, meaning that moments of humor, allow moments of humor and your moments of seriousness to break it up. because too much seriousness and the broth is thick. Too much comedy and it's too sweet. You need a good balance of that. But again, go watch the movie, see for yourself. This is my review of it. Take care. I'll try to do Hardcore Henry next. So take care, love you, and bye-bye from this kid's production.